All right, good peoples, give me a second. All right, couple of things. Okay, what I'm gonna do for this one for A and for C. Okay, I think some people were confused just because of how they showed the example. Ladies, give me a second. Okay, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna do this one. Okay, pretty much just using the technique that we had learned yesterday. So what's the first thing we want to do for A? Okay, so when we say that, we want cross multiply, right? So we know 2.5 times 1 is 2.5, right? Okay, now to find n, right, I'm just going to divide by 0.35, or excuse me, I don't like doing that. That's 3,500. So we're going to divide this by 3,500. Okay, obviously, okay, I don't know if this part will be on your calculator or calculator inactive, so let's just go ahead and do this part by hand. Okay, so that's 2 and 4,500 divided by 3,500. What I gotta do first, good peoples? Huh? Move this decimal, right? 2 times. 1, 2. 1, 2. So now that's really 245 divided by 35. I know 10 is too big because that would be 350. That's way too big. I know it's going to have to end in a 5. So maybe 35 times 7. You want to try that one? Let's see. Okay, so gosh, give me a second. If we times that by 7, okay, that would have give us our answer for n. So I'm going to say n equals 7. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what happened with y'all, but it was just one simple thing that they did that was different in an example, and then it seemed like everybody was just in a frenzy. Okay, so instead of cross multiplying and dividing, they actually use what we would call the butterfly method. So when I say that, okay, we're going to do, what's 3 times 7.2? Okay, so we got, first we're going to, and I'm going to write these out. Let's do 7.2 times 3. Then we're going to put that equal to 5.4 times n. So instead of cross multiplying and then dividing, they just use the butterfly and put them equal to each other because that's what a proportion basically means. It means that they're equivalent. All right, so what did y'all say this one would give you? Okay, which is cool. I actually kind of like this method a little bit because it kind of reinforces what we did in our last standard. So we got to solve for n. So what you got to do? Okay, 5.4, which is basically the same thing, y'all. You're doing the same thing. It's just that instead of setting it up as a proportion, we set these up equal to each other. For this one, we just divide it and multiply. You're gonna get, we multiply it and divide it. You're gonna get the same thing. Good people, you can use estimation. What's 21.6 divided by 5.4? I'm gonna say, because think 5 times 4 is 20, and those are really close. Okay, so we're gonna say 4 equals n. Okay. So regardless whether you cross multiply, right, and then you divide, you can do it this way, or you can literally set them equal to each other by using a butterfly. You'll get the same answer. Okay, so that's what the problem in the example, it was doing it this way. Okay, which, like I said, y'all know I'm not a monolith. I don't care. I just want to see that you're doing your correct steps. Okay, before we come to this one, let's go and work on a couple of these. So the directions say write a proportion for each situation and solve. So 336 dimples on one golf ball, and then we have 2016 dimples in golf balls. Okay, so anybody, what we want to do first? Anybody? A proportion. Proportion. Anybody? Yeah, Ava B. So good. So gosh. So 336 dimples over one golf ball is equal to 2016, and I just put DIMP for dimples, and then the bottom is N. Okay, good job, baby. Okay, so we set up our proportion. Now we just gotta solve it. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of keep it simple and use the first one where we cross multiply and then divide. If you don't do that, that's fine. If you want to set them up like this, whichever ways make it a little easier for you. But in general, I think the first way is a little bit easier for most people. So we got, obviously, that's 2016, right? And then that's divided by 336. So this is what I was going to say. If I'm thinking this is close, 33 is kind of close to 30. And then if I'm using this first number, maybe like 201, 6 or 7, good. Okay. There y'all go. But if I multiply that by 7, it's going to be a 2 in my ones place. Okay. Okay. So n equals 6, guys. Shh. So it's all about just trying to estimate. Okay. Because for the most part, so this is the cool thing. Y'all were in the 7th grade. So as you can see, you see like a lot of times when you're doing these, a lot of times when you're doing the problems, they're going to be whole numbers. As y'all get older, they're not going to be like that. The numbers will be irrational. They'll be decimals. So for now, what they just want you to do is get the concepts. As you get older, then you got to focus a little bit more on your numbers and the irrationality of the numbers. Anybody other than A and B want to be great?
Oh, I got you.
Go ahead.
25 over 2 1/2. That's 7.
It's okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
25 yards.
Okay. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let her go. Okay, so for one, a proportion is a fraction, right? Typically, 2 fractions. So you're not gonna write 2.5 under here. What do I need to write? Go ahead. Thank you. Okay. Change it to a decimal. Then this one is just y. Okay, same thing. I'm gonna cross multiply right here, right? Anybody, what's 2.5 times 100?
25. You said times.
It don't make sense, man.
Instead of, if I think that someone's back, you have to write that way. No.
1 decimal is 250. Okay. Or another way that you can kind of think about it, right? If I got 2.5, 1 decimal, that's 10. 2 decimal is 100.
I was thinking 10.
Okay. So that would have been 250 equals, or 250 over. Okay. All right. For number 12, a package of tickets for 4 home games costs $180. What proportion can you write to find what a 12-game package costs if all individual tickets have the same price? Okay, so the first thing is, let me fix this a little bit. I think somebody might have accidentally erased it. Somebody might have erased that one. So guys, when it says 4 home games cost $180, that's really like your first proportion. Okay, so we're gonna write 4 home, and then I'm gonna put that equals to $180. Okay. So it asks what proportion, so that's what I'm saying no. Okay. What a 12-game package costs. So if I put 12 for my home games, okay, that means that we have to find this. I'm gonna just put in. Okay. All right, real quick. First thing I have to do, I gotta cross multiply here, right? So that 180, I was doing that too fast. Times 12, that would have been 0, 16, 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. I got a 0 here. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 1 is 1. That would have given me 2,160. Okay. All right. Can somebody tell me what's the next thing I do? If I got 2,160 when I cross multiply, now what I have to do? Divide by what?
112.
That doesn't make any sense. Cross multiply 180 and 12. Only other number is a 4. So if I did, and I'm gonna do this right here, 2,160 divided by 4. 4 can go to 21 how many times? Say it. 21.
5 times.
Then that's 16. 4 can go to 16 how many times?
4.
And obviously it's a 0. Okay, so that would have given us n equals 540. Okay, hold on, let me erase this part. Alright, last part. Give me a second. For number 8, it says a zebra can run at a speed of 40 miles per hour. Complete the table using this information. Okay, couple of things, guys. This is a horizontal input-output table. Can somebody tell me what's the first thing I gotta do?
Complete the box.
So obviously we gotta complete the box, but what does that look like? What do I have to do? What's the first thing? Just one simple thing I have to do and I can pretty much get this started. Somebody help me out. Speed of 40 miles per hour. Hour would be 40. Okay. Now, this does not go in increments of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can't just say 40, 80, 120. Okay, you can't do that. Can't do that. Okay, so remember, if I'm trying to figure out what that would give me for 25 hundredths of an hour, I can do what? I can set up a proportion. So if I said 1 hour equals 40 miles, okay, then we're gonna say 25 hundredths of an hour equals X. Okay, how you do that? So what's 40 times 0.25?
10 times 10.
It is 10. Okay, so if I divide that by 1, that would have given us 10. Okay, now, for each one of these in the box, you can set up a proportion, but you can really use mental math. Okay, 0.25 is half of 0.5. So if 0.25 of an hour is 10, what would 5/10 of an hour be?
5.
20.
Oh.
Okay, now we can use more mental math so we don't even have to write this down. If 1 hour is 40, 0.25 hundredths is 10. Okay, that means for 1 hour we got 40, right? Then we're gonna add, okay, how many 25 hundredths of an hour, which would be 10? How many 10s do we need to add?
3.
Good. Okay, so that's 40 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. It's 40 plus 30. 70. Okay, so, and I knew they was gonna give you a question like this to where, in order to, the cool thing is they gave you what it was for 1, so you know your unit rate. However, they kind of switched it up a little bit. Instead of just doing whole numbers, they gave you they gave you a decimal. They gave you another decimal, and then they gave you a mixed number. So when we be doing these, when we first started this, that's why I was telling you, I was like, y'all can't be robotic with your answers. You gotta make sure that you are setting up your proportions because they'll do stuff like this. Okay, they won't just make it a number pattern. They'll try to trick you up a little bit, but that's not bad. All right, that's it.